All right, it's District Breakdown time, and my man Professor Diggs is here to talk some 9-6A. I got to know, is Garland going to go back to days of yore? What's happening here? Tell me about this district and how you think about the Owls.
I'm waving my Owls flag right now. I got my gold and black on. You know, I'm always wearing my gold and black anyways, but this time I got the G on instead of the PE on there. I'm very high on Garland. I mean, they've got kind of that perfect mix that they haven't had in quite a bit. Their offensive talent is fantastic. They've got recruits. They have a experienced quarterback, Sergio Perez. They've got Jordan Hudson at receiver, Jay-Sean Powers at running back, Ellis Rogers at receiver. They've got that really good safety, Chase Biddle, 4-star, just committed over the past week. I mean, Garland is locked and loaded to have a good run in 9-6A. I don't know if that's going to equate to a playoff run because, as we're going to talk about, 10-6A is pretty salty with a couple of teams. Very top heavy. You could hear about that next week. But for this district and in this cycle, I really like Garland. And this district is so crazy every year because it's so evenly matched from top to bottom. When we look at teams, it's a very compressed district. I mean, we had that crazy incident last year where they had the zone kind of a thing. Then you had winless Wiley beating Rowlett, the top seed, and they ended up making the playoffs. But then Wiley kind of got on a run. And Wiley's got a really good sophomore coming back as a junior, Cam Pruitt. But I kind of want to see what their quarterback situation is going to look like. You know, how can you vote against Wiley? You know, that's a tough question for me. And then Rowlett. I mean, Rowlett is a team of destiny. They should have been there last year. They got Ernest Thomas coming back. They got Ja'Cory Brown. They got Michael Abakan Okuyodi. I know you struggle with those names sometimes, but they don't struggle with the talent. They play very well. Rowlett plays very well, and they're getting a very important transfer. I can't talk much about it. I just know sources have told me that Rowlett has got a couple of good transfers over that are going to impact their team. I like Rowlett too. So it's like 9-6A. I think we're going to have a pretty good line drawn. I think we're going to have Rowlett, Garland, Wiley, and Saxe on the top half of the district. I think the bottom half of the district will be competitive. I really like Naaman Forest. Kingsley Bennett, got a chance to see him a couple times last year. Kid is a stud. Lakeview Centennial, they're going to have a new coach coming in, but Trey Wilson, Xavion Wright, some really good players. And then South Garland is returning Jaleel Brown, which was the first team all-district quarterback over Sergio Perez last year. So that really speaks highly to him. So this is a district that's going to be fun to watch, I think.
Funny, after all that talking, and you just glazed over the team that I think's probably one of the better ones is Saxe with Alex Orji out there, and Red Barons always has them up near the top of the district there. But what do you think about that team, if you have any thoughts on them at all?
Yeah, I mean, but after Alex Orji, the Virginia Tech commit, what else do they got? You know, and last year they really struggled. You know, they struggled with depth, and they usually are very good on the defensive line. I mean, they've had some real big studs come through the last 3 or 4 years, and I don't see that when I look at their depth. I mean, Coach Barons will have a team. Garland is open enrollment, so you never know who's going to come in, and Saxe usually gets the pick of the litter when it comes to open transferring. But I think Saxe may be the team that Naaman Forest and Lakeview Centennial are going to be looking at picking off to get into that playoff race.
Interesting. So as of now, your four are Garland, Saxe, Wiley, and Rowlett probably 2?
Yeah, I got Rowlett 2, Wiley 3, and Saxe 4 currently.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll talk 10-6A next week. I appreciate it. That's going to be a fun district. 9-6A and 10-6A is going to be fun as well.
We're going to have to get on our track shoes to talk about that district because there's going to be some points scored in 10-6A, especially at the top of the district.
Oh, yes. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.